Wow, what an incredible gathering here. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I wish everybody peace and blessings. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. What an amazing event. When we first found out about this event, we thought maybe there might be 150 people coming out. It's mushroomed to about 260, 270. You can see the crowd's been amazing. So thank you very much. I'd like to also start by recognizing the important contributions of our First Nations community, Inuit and Métis. I'd like to also recognize the Mississauga of the New Credit. We live on this land here, and we must remember the important contributions of our First Nations and those that were here before us. I want to call my amazing wife, Ruby, here, who really deserves the credit tonight. And I want to welcome everybody here to our house on behalf of my family and Ruby. She'll be saying a few words. As you know, she speaks more than me, so she'll be talking later. But I really want to say how proud I am to be here as a Canadian. I was born and raised in Saskatchewan, live in Mississauga. I can never be prouder to be a Canadian here with you as our leader. And one last thing, I think it's amazing the power of our community. As Canadians and as Muslims who are proud to be here in this country, the best country in the world, by the way. It's amazing how people put together. And I want to then invite Ibrahim to come up. Of course, Ibrahim, we owe tremendous credit for putting this event together, asking Ruby and I to host this event, which is a real honor. And Ibrahim, I'll give you the stage, and we look forward to the rest of the evening. Thank you very much, everybody.
Assalamu alaikum. Wow, that's all I can say. First of all, I want to say thank you to Ike and Ruby. They had no idea what they were getting into when a few of us said, yeah, let's just do it at Ike and Ruby's if they're okay with it. I'm just going to turn off my phone because that would be really disastrous. Should have done that earlier. So, thank you. All I can begin by saying is in the name of God, and thank you. It's because of each and every one of you participating, recruiting, telling your friends, family that we are literally, actually more than doubled our numbers from last year. So thank you. This is by God's grace. I don't know where Laura is. Laura's our super hard-working person at the party who took care of us having this event today. According to Laura and the party, this is the largest fundraiser ever in the history of the Liberal Party. So, thank you again. I just want to point out to our leader who already knows that Canadian Muslims have really woken up. Because of the divisiveness of the previous government, who divided Canadians either out of malice or at the very least for political gain, we woke up. It was a bit late, but we finally woke up, and this is the result. So please continue to engage with the party. So support your local MP, your local riding association. Continue to spread the word about the good works of the party. And I'm about to close, and we cannot forget that above all, we want to thank the leader, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau. A couple of particular stories I'll just say very quickly. When I was in Ottawa at the big December Laureate Club event, the victory celebration basically, I thanked the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau for welcoming Syrian new Canadians with such open arms and open hearts, and mobilizing his whole team as the #1 priority, as we all know, for the first portion of the mandate. And the leaders told me, Ibrahim, I didn't do it just for the Syrian people, I did it for Canada. And I told everyone about that story because it revealed to me I think it's a very revealing story, because it really shows what our leader thinks about Canada, how he envisions the future, and how he goes out of his way to include all of us. And if it wasn't for his inclusion of all of us, most of us wouldn't be here, God forbid. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Omar Al-Ghabra, the MP from Mississauga Centre, that has been our original inspirer of this movement. A friend in the party said, Network 100, you guys have started a movement. So that's thanks to all of you, and thank you to Omar for inspiring us. So please, Omar.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It's amazing to see this tremendous turnout. I've been to Ike and Ruby's house before, but it didn't look like this.
You can see the house.
Thank you, Ike and Ruby. Where is Ruby for hosting us here tonight, and thanks to your children and your family for allowing us here. It's a tremendous pleasure and an honor, and I know everyone here shares that sentiment with me, so thank you for hosting us here tonight. I don't have many words to say about Ibrahim Daniel. All of you, not all of you, most of you know about the hard work that Ibrahim has done for the community day in and day out. He is a selfless person whose families allow him to dedicate the time and energy to serve his country, to serve his community, and to actually look after his friends, people like me who would not have existed in politics if it wasn't for individuals like Ibrahim Daniel. Symbolic gift for him, a pen made out of the wood from the Library of Parliament to show to him my and our appreciation. This is on your behalf. It's a simple gift, but it's just a token of my appreciation, our appreciation for all the time and energy and headache that he puts up for his community, for his country. So Ibrahim, thank you very much. Introduce the Prime Minister, I want to acknowledge and recognize some of my colleagues who are here. Minister Nafdi Baines, Minister Mariam Munsif. I think the rest of my colleagues would excuse me if I pause here and recognize her as the first Muslim in cabinet in Canada's history. Sometimes firsts are done for symbolic or tokenistic reasons. Not this first. Not this first. Minister Munsif is a proud Canadian, proud Muslim who represents her constituents, the community with pride, and she serves Canada with dedication, and I'm extremely proud to serve with her in this parliament. Other colleagues, Leona Aleslav, Gary Ananda Sangri, Ali Ihsasi, Nathaniel Erskine Smith, Karina Gould, Ahmed Hussein, Majid Jauhari, Ikra Khalid, Kamal Kara, Yasmin Ratansi, Ruby Sahota, Marwan Tabara, Arif Barani, Kate Young, Salma Zahid, and Raj Saini. This is a large turnout. And again, it's a testament to the crowd who's here, the quality that we have here. Please make sure that you at least get an opportunity to meet, if not all of them, some of them, have a conversation with them. We also have with us the Ontario Minister of Finance, MPP Charles Sousa, a friend of mine. My colleague and my friend, who's not on the list, but I see him standing right there, Sven Svingerman. With us as well is Dr. Muhammad Lashmi, who has just been appointed the president of Ryerson University. Thank you very much. I just want to say how proud I am of the support that the community has been providing me and in their engagement in politics. Your presence here today is frankly, it's not just about providing financial support, which is extremely important, but it is part and parcel of a comprehensive engagement approach that the community is taking. And I want to speak here on behalf of the Prime Minister and the Liberal Party. We need your engagement, we need your input, we need your feedback, and we need your ideas. So this is only one component of your presence and engagement in politics. And it's actually, I just want to say that today is April 15th. 3 years ago, April 15th of 2013, was the first day of Justin Trudeau on the job as the leader of the Liberal Party, which at the time was third party in Parliament. So 3 years ago, 3 years ago was the first day for the Prime Minister to lead our party, and look where we are today. And a year ago, we got together for a similar function. And if you recall, at that time, polls were not that promising. But you stuck with it. You believed in Justin Trudeau, you believed in the Liberal Party, and you supported us, and you stepped forward and said, we want to be part of this, we want to help you, and thanks to you, today we have a Liberal majority government. Work does not stop after the election. So this is an ongoing process that I ask for your help and your support to continue to provide feedback. With that, I just want to thank you once again, and I'd like to ask, I don't need really much to introduce the next speaker, except to say that I'm how immensely proud I am to serve in this man's government. This is an individual who has rock solid belief in a vision for an inclusive, for a prosperous, for an example to the rest of the world. A country like none other. A country that has set an example to the rest of the world, and frankly, even to some of the naysayers here in Canada. And why? Because it's 2016. That warmth that you showed him when he walked in welcoming the Right Honourable Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Thank you, Omar. Thank you, my friend, for that kind introduction. Assalamu alaikum. What a pleasure and an honor it is for me to be here amongst so many friends. Thank you, Ike and Ruby, for welcoming us into your beautiful home. The walls, the ceilings are beautiful. I'm sure the floor is lovely. I have not seen a bit of floor since I got here. It's good. Thank you, Ibrahim, as well, for your leadership, for pulling together Network 100, for constantly challenging this extraordinary community to step up and get more and more involved. It's a pleasure as well to see so many friends in this audience. Friends who sit with me in Parliament, of course, Navid Baines and Mariam Mosef, who sit with me in in Cabinet, but so many members from across the GTA in Ontario who are here today to celebrate in Sven's riding this extraordinary community and the extraordinary work we have done to get here and the work we have to continue to do to ensure that Canada stays on the proper path. I'm very glad to see Charles here as well. It's so important that we have different levels of government working together well. Canada is a country of collaboration, of respect. We know that we get along better and we get solutions more rapidly and more solidly when we are listening to each other, when we are collaborating. I think we all saw what a non-collaborative approach leads to over the past decade or so. An approach that brings people together is more than just sort of warmth and butterflies. It's a powerful way of getting things done. And I think that is something that Canadians are realizing that we already knew for a long time, and it took us coming together to really prove that in the last election, to demonstrate that we can tackle extraordinary issues, real challenges that we're facing, and do it in a way that results in bringing us together and stronger as a nation. I want to thank all of you specifically. Thank you for your support of me and the Liberal Party tonight and in the past. But I mostly want to thank you for not losing faith. Not losing faith in this extraordinary country, for being involved, for looking at the challenges posed by the previous government as a motivating factor to get involved and to step up when many people could have decided to throw up their hands and step away instead. It's tempting and easy to turn towards anger when presented with anger, but as the Holy Quran says, to respond to words of anger with peace is truly the mark of a good person. Now, we accomplished something extraordinary in this past election, in political terms, but more so in governance terms. We showed that broad, reasonable positions, forward-looking, optimistic principles, and a focus not on scaring people or on dividing people, but on bringing people together and appealing to the better angels of our nature, as Lincoln loved to say, is a powerful way, not just of getting elected, but of building a better government. And all of you here today can take solace and credit for what we have achieved. And there's a number of us in here who will say, well, this truly demonstrates that the Liberal Party is the party of Muslim Canadians, and Muslim Canadians need to continue to support the Liberal Party. And I appreciate that, but I don't think that's in the best interest of Canada or of the Muslim community. I know all of you here are good Liberals, and I'm going to make sure you stay that way. But each and every one of you has friends who wouldn't be here because they are at a different point of the political spectrum than I am. They think differently than we do about certain issues, maybe a little more to the right, maybe a little more to the left. I want you to encourage those friends to get involved in the other political parties. We need to have strong Muslim Canadian voices in every political party in Canada. If you're going to the disagreements we have in our House of Commons should be about what level of taxation is right to make sure that everyone's paying their fair share, and how we can be encouraging businesses to succeed while creating opportunities for workers. We should be looking at how best to create a medical system that works for everyone and gets the very best of care to everyone. We should be discussing what kinds of positions we should take on the international stage, how we continue to promote the strong values and the human rights record of Canada, while at the same time building stronger economic futures. And there's lots of really important substantive discussions to be had and legitimate points of view on every side of those debates. What we should not ever be having again is an argument over whether or not Muslims can be good Canadians. And that's what we want to do. Lessons of the last campaign, of what can happen when Muslim Canadians, when Indigenous Canadians, who also stepped up massively in the last election, what young Canadians who came out and voted for the first time in droves really emphasized, is that political parties need to reach out across the entire spectrum of this extraordinary diversity of this country. And the extraordinary diversity of this country needs to reach out to all political parties. Both of the other main parties are in a time of reflection right now, redefining themselves, learning from perhaps the mistakes they made or the challenges that they brought upon themselves in the last election. Well, Canadians, if we want for a strong political system, should give reflection to how to help those parties walk down a path that is inclusive, respectful, and grounded in, yes, different ideologies, different beliefs of what works best to build a stronger future. But let us have discussions about that as we move forward in this country. So my challenge to all of you tonight is try and see. I mean, it might be hard. Try and see if you can encourage your communities, your neighbors, your friends, to take a greater interest in politics. And if I'm doing my job right, and if my extraordinary MPs and ministers are doing their job right, most people are going to choose to support the Liberal Party. And not all. And it's extremely important that the lessons we learned from the last election about repudiating the politics of division and fear get learned deeply and ingrained in the very fabric that makes this country extraordinary. That is my ask of you tonight. We have launched a government that is focused on listening, focused on respecting rights and freedoms, respecting the Supreme Court and its decisions, and trying to figure out how best to move forward. We've created a government that takes as its very center the idea that diversity and differences can and must be Canada's greatest strength, not a fault line to be exploited or built upon. And it is a time of extraordinary opportunity, not just for Canada, but for the entire world. On a une planète entière qui a besoin des solutions que le Canada peut offrir et doit offrir. Énormément d'intolérance et de peur partout dans le monde. Et si nous avons la capacité, pas de dire aux autres quoi faire, pas de dire ah, qu'on est bon et vous êtes mauvais, mais d'expliquer qu'il y a d'autres façons de bâtir un pays fort et un avenir fort que de s'entre-attaquer. Mais c'est une leçon importante. How we share our solutions with the world on how to build strong, pluralistic societies focused on the future with opportunity for all. These are the things that we need to continue to work on and build together. And I am extraordinarily excited about the opportunity to continue to draw on all of you, my friends, in the coming years as we put forward the kinds of solutions that we know will give everyone in Canada a real and fair chance to succeed, and I look forward very much to continuing down this path with all of you. My last comment, I noticed on the way in that there were a couple of people who might want to take a picture with me. What we are going to do is I'm going to, I don't know where, I can stand and set up right over there, in the living room over there, and I am going to stay until everyone gets a picture. The other thing is we will have a professional photographer there, so I know everyone wants the selfie and the cell phone. What happens with that is everyone's looking in different directions because there's too many pictures. We will promise you, and Ibrahim's on it, you will get copies of a good picture of us together. If you want to come alone, if you want to bring a couple or your friends or whatever, we'll take the pictures because I really want you all to know how much I am so deeply touched to be here with you all.